Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be doing an overview of the Lenovo Thinkpad E485. So this is another Ryzen equipped laptop from Lenovo that released a couple of months ago now. It actually came out before the A series. If you've been watching the recent videos on my channel, you would have seen me do overview, review, and a bunch of other videos on the A485, which is now my daily driver in terms of my laptop that I use. But I wanted to do a video on the E485 for those of you that are interested in picking up this. If you want to save quite a bit of money, I'll go over the pros and cons of going with the E series as opposed to the A series. So we can get this video started real quick, going over the ports and the design of the system. So the laptop itself is a little bit smaller. They're both 14-inch laptops, but the E series is actually a little bit smaller. If I line them up side by side, and if we like line up them like that, you can see the A series, which is the one on top. The A485 actually is a little bit longer, but I don't think they'll make that big of a difference if you have that in a bag. So that shouldn't be an issue. The other thing is, in terms of the design, this is a mainstream laptop. It's still a ThinkPad, but it's more budget constrained in the design. One of the biggest differences I've noticed right off the bat is the back cover is not that nice, thick, rubberized finish. It is soft touch, but it is not very grip. Like, it doesn't have a very strong amount of friction the way that the A series back cover has. The A series top cover is very much like your typical ThinkPad feel to it. So those who are ThinkPad enthusiasts like me know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that rubberized finish. You do get that on the A series. You do not get that on the E series. You get more of like a, I want to say it's still nice to the touch, but it is not that rubberized finish. It's more of like a plastic, a soft plastic. But I feel like it is more in line with what you would get from like Dell or HP, or more like an IdeaPad or a mainstream laptop. In terms of the ports, you have a USB Type-C that you can use to charge a laptop. Laptop does come with a 65-watt charger, just like the A485. You do get an HDMI port. You do get an LED that indicates whether it's charging or not. And then you get two USB 3.1, and the one here in the middle is a powered USB, so you can charge phones and stuff off of it. Then you have a 3.5mm jack for headphones and microphone. On the other side, you do get a mini or a micro SD card reader, which is pretty interesting. Wasn't expecting to see this because the A485 does come with a full-size, standard-size SD card reader. Then moving on, you get another USB port. It does not say super speed on it, so I think it's either 2.0 or maybe it's just the regular 3.0 at this point. And then you do get a gigabit Ethernet port, so that is nice to see. One small other difference I will point out, if I compare the two of them, if we put the A series on top here, upside down, you can see that on the A485, there's your full-size SD card reader, but you do get the activity LED, the amber LED, and you do get the green link LED on the gigabit Ethernet port. You do not get that on the E485. You get that on the A485. So probably not going to be a big deal breaker or anything. I mean, I don't think a lot of people use the Ethernet port on a daily basis unless you're a guy who has to go on site and hook up to like a router or a switch or something. So then this would probably be useful, but even then, I mean, your operating system will tell you if you're connected or not. And then last but not least, you get a Kensington lock. So on the back, you do not have anything. Let's open it up. It opens up really smooth. Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat is that it does have the same touchpad, which does not have the physical buttons down here, but they do have the click options for right click and left click. And then you have your track point buttons, all three of them, the right click, left click, and the scroll. The keyboard does have a nice texturized feel to it. It's not flat like the other one, like on the A485, but the A485 has that It has that coating on it that I think prevents it from becoming glossy and oily, smooth looking keys after a while. Whereas this one doesn't seem to have that. I'm not sure how this one will stack up long term, but it still has the same level of key travel and everything, so still pretty solid keyboard overall. You do get all your media control buttons and stuff on the top. And one other key difference is you get a mainstream Ryzen mobile processor, and you do get the Vega sticker as well. You do not get the Vega sticker on the A485. You only get a Ryzen Pro sticker, which is different from that one. I can show it here. You can see it's a Ryzen Pro because it's the Ryzen Pro processor, not the regular Ryzen Mobile. So they may have differences in the way they behave thermally. So that might be something that I could show in some tests later on. But you can see, if we zoom out here, or just back up, the E485 is on the right, and you see it has slimmer side bezels, and the A485 has those thicker ThinkPad bezels. Also, the hinge design is different. The E485 is different in that it has a large cylindrical hinge here that takes up most of the middle, for like the body, runs the body of a laptop. And then your vents, I don't know if you guys can see that, but your vents are kind of hard to show it on there, but you have vents inside here on this side and on the right side, similar to a MacBook Pro. I mean, that's kind of how they're doing it on this unit. Whereas on the A485 you have your typical dual, like magnesium hinges. So one final thing, the battery and the webcam. So the webcam is there. It does not have the option for the Think shutter, so that's also missing. And you do not have a backlit keyboard option. I think they really need to add that at this point. I think that should be like standard equipment. So you do have that on the A485. You do get the Think shutter on the A485. Finally, the battery options. So on the A485, you guys saw me, you can change the battery on the back, a removable one for a cylindrical one, 72 watt hour. So you have up to like 96 watt hour maximum on this guy. On the E485, you do not have that option. So you have an integrated 45 watt hour battery, and that's it. It weighs about 3 pounds, maybe a little bit more. This one with the cylindrical battery is about 4 pounds, just over 4 pounds. So the final thing that, in my opinion, well, for me, the main deciding factor was, because I'm a ThinkPad enthusiast, I'm going to go with the one that's more like a traditional ThinkPad, which is the A485. This is equivalent to like a T480, for those wondering. This is more of a mainstream secondary line that Lenovo added at some point. I think it used to be called the ThinkPad Edge series, which was always AMD. But the deal breaker on this, the reason why I personally would choose the A485 over the E485 is the inability to use the docking station. So if you guys noticed in the beginning of the video when we went over the ports, this guy has a USB Type-C, but he does not have the proprietary dock connector or the secondary USB-C. Whereas on this guy you have that, so you can use the slide-in docking station. So that, for me, that's a big deal breaker, because I have to have that if I'm going to use this laptop. But it's not all bad news. You can use a port replicator. You can via USB-C that you can buy from Lenovo for this guy. You can also use it with this guy though. So all in all, I would go with the A485. It's a true business laptop, a true business ThinkPad. Stays true to the key design elements. But this is not a bad option. So if you're budget constrained and you don't care about the docking station, and you want your Vega sticker here, I guess, and you don't care about the backlit keyboard, then, and the Think shutter and the removable battery, then you can go ahead and get one of these. I will also probably cover the E585. If you guys want to see that, there's probably going to be people that are more interested in that. That is the 15-inch E-series ThinkPad that has the Ryzen CPU or APU, and it does have a numeric keypad on the side here. So we will cover that in another future video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and stay tuned for more in the future, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.